Hey y'all, Pepper Guy here. Appreciate y'all joining me again. Today I just wanted to give a short update on my super hot pepper series. Here I think it's been a month or a little under a month since I sowed these seeds, and as you can see, they're looking really good. Everything's about 2 to 3 inches tall. Um, Really, everything has come up. There is nothing I've had to toss. I've had some late additions that I added that weren't on that original list. A chocolate reaper right here. So I've got 3 there. I can still thin those. Um, a couple dragon's breaths, which a couple has come up here in this cup, and then this one they still haven't emerged. And a pepper called Zing, and it's grown pretty quick. It's right here. And then a Trinidad Maruga Scorpion Satan Strain. That sounds pretty hot. Right here. So that's really it. Most of these, like I mentioned, they came up, and I've had to call them down to just one per cup. It's pretty good to do that. Once they get a good 1.5 inches tall, and you see which one's growing fastest, just leave that one and cut the other ones, or you can obviously remove 1 or 2 and put them in another cup if you want multiple plants. But yeah, so far I have just top watered these with just regular tap water. I like to do that until a couple weeks before I transplant. So and having the double cup is really nice. If you water a good cup or 2, give it a good soaking, that reservoir will fill up, and when the roots will travel to the bottom, which the roots are pretty much at the bottom on all these, it just keeps them good and watered for, I think I water these once a week. And I've got a couple, like you see this one here, it's wilting a little bit. I don't typically like them to wilt much at this stage, but it's no problem. It's better to underwater, really, peppers. And when they're older, I like to underwater them so they stress a little bit and they get just a little hotter. That's what I've noticed so far, and I've read about that a little. But yeah, so, and I'm in kind of a colder region where it's we don't typically transplant until maybe late April. We're pretty much guaranteed no frost after that point. So yeah, like I said, about 2 weeks before I transplant, that's when I will start, bottom watering. Yeah, you can see there's some water in there, which is good. This one doesn't have the roots out the bottom yet, but they should be shooting out soon. That's when I'll start putting the hydroponic nutrients. And if you haven't seen, you can check out my video. I'll post it up here on how to mix those nutrients. It's really easy. And yeah, when you start watering from the bottom, on that bottom cup, just put a little bit down there for those roots. The plants will really shoot up quick. Now, I don't necessarily want to do that really early, like as soon as you see a root down, just because the plant grows really fast, and the roots can really circle around and tighten up in that bottom reservoir area. And I don't really want them to, because then you have to cut them out, and I don't want to really cut them. I don't want to cut my roots if I don't have to. So I found that about two, maybe even 3 weeks before transplanting outside, go ahead and add those nutrients at the bottom. And it just seems to be a good enough time to where roots will definitely grow in the bottom, but 2 or 3 weeks later, you can pull them right out of the cup. You may have to cut a tiny bit, but typically you can just kind of feed the roots out with your hand and not really damage them at all. And go ahead and transplant them outside with little very light root bound roots, because the less your roots are root bound, the better. The quicker, or the less stunted your plant's going to be when it's outside. But yeah, that's really about it. Like I said, a pretty short pretty short update, but everything's coming along. Here's my here's my chiltep, and it is a really slow grower. But yeah, you see, I sowed that I think February 11th. So yeah, it's really short, slow growing, but I'll probably transplant that into a much larger container here soon, and maybe bottom feed that with some nutrients, and it'll increase the growth of that. But yeah, that's really it. Um, I've got some bigger chiltepins here on the left in my hydroponic grows. They're a good foot and a half tall, and no flowers yet, but they look really healthy and green. So I'm just going to wait on those. I don't think I'm going to grow them outside. I'm just going to cross with them. I'm just aiming to get a hotter jalapeno. That's really what I want. So I'm going to cross it with some hot pekins and chiltepins. So we'll see what happens there. But for my super hot series, that's really it. I think in about 2 weeks these should be a lot bigger, and yeah, I might add some little balls here, fertilizer balls, but I'm not sure yet. I know this soil did have some plant food, so I may not do that. I get a little antsy. I want them to grow fast, but you don't want to put too much fertilizer, so I'll probably just not do it. Anyways, that's it. We will see y'all in a couple weeks. Thanks for joining me. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment below. See you next time.